fans, what's up? I decided to do this orchid channel. I started the orchid hobby earlier this year in about February time. Crazy times obviously, so I thought I need a hobby which would keep me at home. And New Year's resolutions, so maybe a YouTube channel would be a good one to start this year. A bit about myself. I live in Scotland, so quite a wet climate, not very hot. Summer and winters are quite similar, to be honest, so the temperatures are not going up and down too much. I grow all my orchids at home in my living room. I don't have too many yet, and it's about 30 plants in here, which is quite good. I've got quite different plants, which keeps me going, I guess. And so yeah, I'm quite new to this, so I thought it would be good to document my journey, document how I treat my plants, what I do with them. I'm trying out new stuff all the time, you know, new fertilizer or new setups. So I thought it would be good to document all of that and share it with other people. Maybe you'll find some of it useful, but please don't take it as advice, or don't try and apply it to your whole collection and then suddenly it's all lost because it didn't work. It's all new to me, so I will try and document the results of anything new that I try, but I'm by no means trying to say that what I'm doing is the right thing to do. So please take these videos as something for entertainment more than education. And I guess I will show you my collection shortly as well as an introduction, and yeah, see where that takes us. So here is how I grow my orchids. I've got a couple shelves here with grow lamps above them, and then I've got this little shelf over here with some more plants and some lights as well. As I said, I don't have many. I've got a couple orchids here on the windowsill. I don't know if you can see them out. I'll pull them out later on. These are just winter resting at the moment, so it's a bit colder on the windowsill, so that's what we've got. I'll turn the lamps off so it's not this horrible purple that you can see, and we'll go through these plants one by one. Okay, the purple lights are gone, so let's try to go through these. This is my Cattleya Green Emerald Orchid Queen. Hasn't bloomed yet, but looking quite nice and healthy. Only got one root in there, so hopefully it's gonna grow more. This is my Oncidium Sweet Sugar. As you can see, it's having this huge new growth. Not really huge, to be honest. It's a pretty small Oncidium. It flowered before. It had 2 flower spikes, so hopefully this new growth will have a flower spike as well. This is my Dendrobium Burana Twist. This is quite a big plant. You'll see I'm quite into miniature plants or small plants. I don't really grow big plants because I don't have space for them, but this one is supposed to have really nice flowers, so I thought I'm gonna give a go at this one. And this is Dendrobium hibiki. Really beautiful plant. If you haven't seen flowers on this one before, try and Google them. They're really pretty. I've got 2 growths over there, looking quite strong. Hopefully they'll mature next season and we'll have some flowers eventually. It's quite a young plant, I think, so it might take a while for it to flower, to be honest. This is a primary hybrid Phalaenopsis Bronze Maiden. I love the leaves on this one. It's mottled leaves, as you can see. Started growing quite a lot of roots, but no new leaf yet. Hopefully that's gonna come on soon. And now on to the next shelf. This is my Tonlumnia peach. It's quite a new plant for me. I put it in this basket so it's got more air. Tonlumnias are usually, they prefer more air and less media, so we'll see how it goes. Looking quite good so far. This is Brescia. It's huge. In my collection, one of the biggest plants. It's got these 2 new growths there. No bulbs yet, but they are on their way. So hoping for flowers soon. Sorry, I almost dropped my Tolumnia. This is Renanthera monachica. It's tiny as you can see yet, but it's growing a new leaf, going strong, so looking quite good. Loving the flowers on that one as well. This is almost like a miniature vanda, isn't it? I really like that it's quite a small size. And this is Bulbophyllum lepidum. It grew like 5 new growths this season for me, so hoping for flowers soon. They're supposed to be quite stinky, so if it overtakes my whole living room, it's gonna have to go. But for now, I'm keeping it. The flowers are supposed to be really pretty though, so we'll see how that goes. This one is a little Cattleya hybrid. I can never remember the name on this one. It's a big name. So it's LC Carides Miniquini Angel Kiss. Very small as you can see. It's a bit distorted to be honest, so I'm not sure if it's healthy. As you can see, the sleeve here doesn't look good. It grew 2 new growths, this one and that one at the back. And it's still distorted, this one. So yeah, we'll see. I'm trying not to keep it kind of separated so it doesn't touch any plants, just in case it's got anything. Once it's flowers, if the flowers are distorted as well, I think I'm gonna have to replace it. And then coming down to the shelf, I didn't turn the lights off on this one because they're quite nice, so hopefully they're okay. If I can reach anything. So this one is Bellara Purple Princess, another big one, but the flowers are absolutely amazing on that one, so I'm keeping it for now, but we'll see how it goes. It's got this new growth there. Quite a big one, still maturing, still got some leaves growing, so hopefully they'll flower on that growth because it had a flower spike on this one, so it seemed to be, you know, mature size, so should be good. And then this one here is Dendrochilum menzelii. I really love this one. Look at the leaves, it's so beautiful, these grassy leaves. It pushed out like 10 new leaves for me this season. It's still growing, you know, you can see some leaves are smaller and fresher, but it grows really well for me, so I'm really liking this one. This is Macudis petola, growing like a weed, honestly. If you're afraid to grow these ones because they seem to have a reputation of, you know, needing very high humidity and you know, they need to be grown in terrariums and things like that. You know, I just grow it in the living room. As long as it doesn't dry out, you know, it's honestly, it's growing so well. This is Dendrobium cucumerinum. These leaves look like little cucumbers. I really like it. It's teeny tiny though. I mean, if you compare it to my hand, look at that. It's small. It's actually potted in a small sauce plastic container because it's so tiny. It's got no roots or anything, so it's kind of, you know, trying to recover. If it does, it might die. It's, you know, so small, but it's green, so I'm keeping it for now. Guess what this is? I guess a dead orchid. This is Psychopsis butterfly. It looks really dry. It basically rotted. It had like 3 or 4 bulbs. Had about 3 new growths. They all started rotting, so I cut everything off. And then finally the leaf on this one just dropped. So, and even, you know, the bulb is now looking quite desiccated and almost dead. So you may not see this one anymore. This one here is Neophoenicia falcata Gojo Fukurin, I guess. When it arrived to me, it had no roots whatsoever, so I'm keeping it in this small basket, hoping, you know, for some roots. It's got a tiny new growth just there, if you can see it at the front there. So I'm hoping, you know, it will survive. It doesn't look like it's too dehydrated, so it should be all right. This is Leptotis bicolor. Really beautiful. I really like the leaves on this one. When it arrived to me, I tried to repot it, and it had like 4 separate plants. I repotted them all together, and in about a week it just burned. I don't know what I've done to it, but basically all the roots were burned. Some of the growths just died off, you know, the rhizomes were black, completely burned. So I pulled them all out, and I've still got, I think, 2 pieces left in here. It started growing these tiny new roots, so I think we'll be okay. I think it will recover. This is Tolonia peach again. When I got this plant, there were actually 3 separate plants in one pot, so I put the biggest one separately, and here there is 2 smaller plants. If they grow all nicely, I'm gonna share that with someone else, you know, the 2 plants. This is the Orchid Queen, Cattleya, Green Emerald Orchid Queen. This is basically a back division from the previous one we've just seen. Again, it's just basically a project to see if I can get the roots going or get a new growth out of it. If not, I'll just chuck it, but if it does something, then I'll share it with someone. And talking about doubles, this is another double. This is Dendrobium Brana Twist again. So again, when I bought the plant, there were 2 separate plants in the pot, so I potted them out separately. I'll see which one, you know, is better and stronger, and I'll keep that one, and the other one can go to someone else. And let's go down to the next shelf. So I've got this miniature Phalaenopsis. I really like the leaves on this one. It's so beautiful. It's growing a tiny new leaf here. It's actually got a flower spike just starting over there. I don't know if it's even visible. You can see a teeny tiny nub, but it actually stopped growing when this leaf came out. So I think it maybe decided to grow the leaf instead of a flower spike. So hopefully a flower spike will come soon. This is a standard Phalaenopsis. Can't even get it in the frame. It's a big one. This is my very first orchid actually. So, you know, sentimental value, so it's not going anywhere even though it's huge. But this is just a complex hybrid Phalaenopsis. It's got white flowers, very beautiful, doing really well. So I quite like the leaves though, because they're quite narrow and long. You know, usually these complex hybrids have like really big wide leaves, so it's quite unusual, I think. And this one is Dendrobium speciosum Maizuru. I just got it quite recently, maybe a month ago. It's really beautiful. You see these leaves here that are lighter, these ones. This is a new growth, so I think it's still gonna get bigger and fatter. And then once it matures, the leaves just become green like the other ones there. So I find it very interesting. I actually saw it on another channel, and I had a look if there is any nurseries that have it, and I found it and I got it. So really looking forward to growing this one on. This is Dendrobium pseudoequitans. Again, very beautiful leaves, very unusual leaves, as you can see. You know, you probably noticed I've got quite a few plants that have unusual leaves, and this is what I'm into. You know, it might flower for a month, for a couple of weeks, or even a week, but you will have to look at this for the rest of the year. So having those beautiful plants, interesting plants, I just really like that. So again, you know, it doesn't seem to really be growing, but it's not going downhill either. So I don't know, we'll see what happens with that one. And this is a Talumnia golden fan, quite a small one. This was the first Talumnia I got, so I wasn't sure how to plant it, and the older growth, I had to pull out a leaf from the top because it was yellowing. But this new fan seems to be going quite well, and I actually just saw a new growth on the base of it, so I think it will be okay. I think it will grow on. Usually Talumnias grow quite fast, so yeah, looking forward to another fan. And this is my Paphiopedilum blackjack. Very beautiful dark purple flower, not black or not similar to black, but quite dark purple. It's got this new growth at the back, going strong. So again, really like the leaves, you know, mottled leaves. I think they're very beautiful. Okay, and just a few more plants left. These are from the windowsill. So this is a Dendrobium nobile, my second ever orchid. I'm keeping it cooler so it can actually induce blooming, and I can already see these little knobs on the new canes. So looks like it's actually gonna bloom soon. Hoping it's not gonna turn into keikis. So I'm trying not to water it too much, although I still give it a little bit of water, but not much, and I'm not fertilizing it at all. But again, quite a big plant. And this is a keiki from the same Dendrobium. This is from the first cane. I took it off. Again, it is really just a little project to see if it grows on. You know, the cane looks to be quite fat. I doubt it will bloom though. Well, to be honest, hopefully not. So it can have enough strength for the new growth. And once that happens and it grows on, I might share it with someone. And this is a Dendrobium senile. I know it's looking quite sad, but it's a deciduous orchid, so it's supposed to drop the leaves. As you can see, it's quite hairy. A nice orchid. When I got it, turns out that these are actually just little keikis from, you know, the dead bulbs. So I'm trying to actually keep those bulbs as open as possible so they don't rot. But they seem to be okay. So I'm hoping these keikis will grow some new growths in the new season and will become new little plants. And this is my puppy Charlie. Hiya! Say hello to everyone. Oh, he's so cute. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you later. Bye!